I rebuilt my 10-year-old college PC from this to this. So this whole thing started because I knew there was an old PC sitting in our attic. My mom had kept it there for years. This was my college PC from 2014, i7 4700K, 8GB RAM, a GTX 650, 1.5TB HDD, all packed into a standard Antec case. And honestly, everything started with this machine. Learning video editing, VFX, finishing Far Cry 4, GTA 5, this PC was there for all of it. So I decided, let's bring it back. Getting it down from the attic was already an adventure. Turns out, a gecko had made a home inside it, literally living inside my old PC. I had to call my mom to chase it out, and after a little drama, it finally left. We brought the PC down, removed what felt like years of dust, vacuumed out the mess, and yeah, there was gecko poop in there too. The case was in bad shape. The USB ports were completely rusted, but we cleaned it up as best as we could and brought it inside. First test, does it even turn on? I connected everything and tried powering it on, nothing. Dead silence. So I figured the power switch on the old case had probably failed after all these years. Grabbed the screwdriver and shorted the power pins manually, and just like that the fans spun up. It was alive, or at least partially, but there was no display. Tried the GPU output, tried the motherboard output, nothing on the TV. So I pulled the GPU out, gave it a full clean, replaced the thermal paste since the fan was still spinning, but still no display. Honestly, looking back, I should have seen this coming even before I stopped using this PC 10 years ago. The GPU fans were malfunctioning and the card was overheating constantly. It had probably been dead for years. So goodbye GTX 650. Moved on to getting a signal directly from the motherboard, and that's when I realized this port didn't even have an HDMI port. Tried VGA, still nothing. The board was getting power, but after years sitting outside, exposed to sun, moisture, and all kinds of weather, all the ports have basically given up. So I made a decision. Strip everything useful out of this build and start fresh with a new board. I kept the processor, the RAM, the PSU, and the HDDs, everything that still had a chance. And I went and picked up a new H81 motherboard for 22 Canadian dollars. This thing actually has HDMI and M2 support, which is a nice bonus for an old socket board. Pulled the i7 out, cleaned it up, seated it on the new board, connected the basics, and it booted straight to the BIOS screen. Processor is alive and well. Then I connected the hard drives to see if there was a working OS on either of them. There was, but it was corrupted. So fresh install it is. Did a proper cooler mount with new thermal paste, gave the GPU one final chance on the new board. No output, confirmed dead. Real goodbye this time. Grabbed a new SSD for the OS so this thing would actually be fast. Quickly made a Windows USB and went to install. And of course, no signal again. Turns out I had accidentally swapped the RAM to the wrong slot and the CMOS was stuck. Quick CMOS reset, RAM back in the right slot, and we were back in business. Also picked up a keyboard and mouse for $5 just to get through the installation. Windows 10 installed clean. Connected both hard drives to check for old college files. One of them, manufactured in 2011, was completely dead. It had actually come from my school PC before this one, so that drive had been running for 15 years. It served well. The other drive from 2014 still works, but no college files on either of them. That was a little disappointing, not going to lie. But we keep going. Time for a new home. I picked up the Circle Amazer X1 RGB case for $29, moved everything into it. Powered it on, and it actually looked brand new. Did the cable management, cleaned it all up, and the transformation was real. From a dusty, gecko-infested attic relic to a clean, glowing build. Now I know this isn't technically a refurb. I had to rebuild most of it because this PC had been sitting outside for years in the sun, rain, and moisture. Honestly, I was surprised the PSU, RAM processor, and one HDD survived all of that. We did lose the GPU, the original motherboard, and one hard drive, but for a PC that's been through all of that, it came back better than expected. Total spend was around 70 to 80 Canadian dollars. New motherboard, case, keyboard and mouse, a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth dongle, some tools and cleaning supplies. That's it. But doing this gave me a feeling I wasn't really expecting. This PC was the foundation of everything. It's where I learned compositing, editing, VFX skills I still use every day. I made my first ever compositing shot on this machine, and now it's running again. you still have your old college or childhood PC sitting somewhere in an attic, a storeroom, wherever, I really think you should try reviving it. And if you do, or if you already have, comment below and tell me how much that PC meant to you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, it's Manish. Bye bye.